Body dangerous, good maintenance, I see. Keep it up, I'ma make you a star. Need your love like drug, don't you see? I won't stop, we can go till tomorrow. Really rich, back to back over Lars. She take pictures to show off the stars. Face so pretty, you framed on the wall. Back of that Maybach, sit back, get massage. Get them smacking and I'm going back to Dodge. Going back to Dodge. Come and tell me how you want it. Different flavors, my garage. Bitch like Nicki say she wanna have Minaj. Making love in foreign cars. Couple million inside the mattress. They can fuck with me at all. I think I know what you doing in here. You get up the perk in the molly. I hit the store and I get it repaired. I put this shit on for a hobby. Feet on the whip, put some Louis on that. Of course I the game just to pop it. Ice on my neck, they ain't cooler than him. I'm with beer and they're soaking up knowledge. Body dangerous, good maintenance, I see. Keep it up, I'ma make you a star. Need your love like drug, don't you see? I won't stop, we can go till tomorrow. Really rich, back to back over Lars. She take pictures to show off the stars. Face so pretty, you framed on the wall. Back of that Maybach, sit back, get massage.
Season 5 feels different. And I'm not even gonna lie, I'm excited about everything, but I've also been nervous. And I had to sit with that because I'm like, girl, you've been doing this, so why are you nervous? And then the answer hit me because every time I level up, I just feel like I start shrinking first. Like it's so much on my mental. And lucky for y'all, that's what we're talking about today. Okay, we're gonna talk about playing it small. And I realized something. So let me go ahead and get my blood together for y'all. Every time I step into expansion, there's this tiny voice in the back of my head, and it's like, okay, do your shit. Go ahead though. But don't do too much. Don't do too much. And that is interesting because I feel like we're in a cultural moment where doing too much is finally becoming acceptable again. At least it's always been acceptable for me. Not just in me, but like in music and in women and in relationships and just in the world altogether. Because Brand Fires just dropped this album, you guys, on Valentine's Day, and the energy shift is something that I definitely needed. Like, that shit was real. I feel like, for me personally, it hit because for years, modern R&B has leaned heavy into emotional detachment, toxic masculinity aesthetics, nonchalant love, the I don't care energy, and like vulnerability disguised as ego. Basically, people pretending that they wasn't hurt, even though they was hurt as fuck. But I don't know, his album just felt like a pivot, especially the song Butterflies, where he's like, he's not posturing, he's more so exposed, and it's just real because you hear the nervousness, you hear the admiration, you hear the emotional honesty, you hear the longing without irony. And it's a little bit rare in male R&B lately, but a lot of, I can't even say that, but the bigger cultural thing that I'm sensing is we just came out of an era where it felt like caring too much was seen as weak. And the rules are like, don't double text, don't show excitement, don't express your feelings first, act unbothered, and having romantic interest somehow equates to you being desperate or desperation. But everybody was performing emotional scarcity. But now we're watching a swing back toward sincerity and yearning and emotional availability and romantic masculinity. And oh, my ass fell. Don't mind that. But women especially are just tired of dating men who are emotionally cosplaying as statues. So when an artist openly say, hey, I actually like you and I feel something, it just, to me, it feels revolutionary again. I think it resonates specifically with me, especially right now, because I think I'm just stepping into a season where I want the softness, and I can't even lie to y'all. Like, yeah, I want the softness. I want to receive love. I want to feel emotionally safe. I'm learning to believe provision and care again. So hearing a man articulate his vulnerability without the toxicity feels like confirmation that healthy desires still exist. And it aligns with my personal transition from being in survival mode to being receptive of this energy. Like, I just feel like the lover in me is seen. I'm feeling seen. And not only that, but it's becoming cool again to be a lover and to simp and to have feelings, and not only to have your feelings, but to express them. And I love that. I just think like we're moving, or we're entering into what I would call a post-nonchalant era, because nonchalance was never confident. That's fear disguised as coolness. I feel like if you're really confident, then you will say shit like, I like you. I want you. I'm invested in you. I'm not embarrassed by emotion, you know? Like, that energy is actually, to me, more masculine than emotional avoidance or emotional ambiguity. I hate that. Yeah, right now, this is like return. There's like return of the lovers, okay? Return of the lover era. Only I hope that it's not an era and that this is something that we can comfortably settle down in, you know? Like, let's talk about how attractive vulnerability is, and let's get comfortable in that, and just finally leaving the toxic love culture alone, you know? Honestly, and I don't know if this is just for me, but romance is starting to feel aspirational again. For a long time, women have been being told, stop being soft, be independent. And now the men are slowly being told, stop being hard, be emotionally present. That's what we need. And I think that the middle ground that's where true intimacy lives. Like, and I think that's why this album feels so healing instead of chaotic, like his albums usually are. But yeah, and you know what, this, in the spirit of this episode being about like suppressing, or not even suppressing, but like just making yourself small. Outside of that, I do want to talk about like the women who inspire me, because I feel like we are conditioned to shrink before somebody even forces us to. And that conditioning doesn't just live out there, it lives in us. For example, Mariah the Scientist. Me personally, I love her down, and like The lover in me sees her. I see the lover in her, and I understand. And you know, love can make you do some crazy things. Love can make you blind. Love can make you ignore like red flags, pink flags, blue flags, all of the flags. Because you see that person and it's just like, you know what, despite all of this, I still want to be with you. So hell, maybe they're not even ignoring it. Maybe they really just don't care. But I feel like she is a person who constantly just lives in her truth. Like, despite people constantly coming for her character because of her feeling or like just being a woman, and she's not scared to showcase her feelings or to sound crazy or stupid to other people, because it's like, these are my feelings because this is my life. So I don't give a fuck about what y'all talking about. But her, and then even Cardi B, like, they are perfect examples of people who tend to like just mind their business and like be in their own world, but somehow that's still a problem. And later on at a point, it does start to get like, okay, at this point, y'all just don't like me. Like, I'm literally just being myself, minding my business, making my money, and y'all just always got something to say about that. Cardi B just be living her life. She's trying to make her money to support her kids. Like, and I really admire that about her. I really admire that about her. But that's another person who can just be minding their business, doing their own thing. And like, people somehow are going to have an issue with it. But you can't give a fuck about what them people say, because, and people say this all the time, but it's true. Most people's opinions do not pay your bills, right? Some may, or some, I won't say may, or that they do, but they can strongly influence the outcome of things, because it do be about who you know. And like, unfortunately, some people can be so spiteful and so disgusting towards you, and you haven't even done anything to them, but they will just be so envious of the light that you have that they will go out of their way to make things more difficult for you, or just to be an asshole, just to be mean for no reason, literally, other than you are this big ball of energy, this light, and other people are so happy and excited when they see you. And it's just like, that person wishes that they had that aura, that oomph, that wow factor. Because unfortunately for them, it's not on me. It ain't got shit to do with what I got. It's in me. It's the kind of person that I am. But you will be surprised. Some people are not like that naturally. And that's why they grow envious of you. They wish that they had that. So because they can't have that, they're going to try to make things as hard as possible for you. And like, they may even smile in your face and make you think that they're your friend. But the closer that somebody is to you, the further down they can put that knife in your back, because they're so close to you. And that's like such a fucking harsh reality, but it's true. And in instances like that with like Mariah the Scientist or like Cardi B, I feel like it's not, well, I don't know if it's like people that's close to them that's like jealous and envious. I would hope not. But like, these fans and people that's on the outside looking in, the ones that's judging you, that don't know shit about you, but feel the need to closely critique every little thing about your life and then report on it for their own validation, I guess, so that other people can agree with them and be like, yeah, I feel that way too. You just want somebody to feel like that so you feel like less of a loser. But newsflash, you're still a loser. Get it together. Anyway, you notice something? The moment a woman is loud or expressive or confident or emotional or sexual, soft, vulnerable, successful, then she becomes controversial. Why is that? And then the moment a man expresses softness, then it feels revolutionary. That's not random. That's not random at all. And I think it connects to why so many of us, especially women, still play it small. And every time I see a woman be bold, and the world just immediately tries to humble her. But let's get into the episode topic. Playing small isn't about capability. It's about safety. And it's when you're diluting your intelligence so that you don't intimidate. And that's when you undercharge so that you don't seem like you're being greedy. It's when you laugh at things that's not funny so that you don't seem difficult. Playing it small isn't always about hiding your intelligence. Sometimes it's hiding your softness. I'm talking to my men. Sometimes it's hiding your desire, everybody. And sometimes it's pretending that you don't care. For years, I think emotional detachment was cool. Not to double text, not to express your feelings first, to act unbothered, to act busy, to act like you're above it all. Everybody was just emotionally cosplaying as statues. And then Brent dropped this album. He drops an album where he's not posturing. He sounds like he's nervous. He sounds like he's actually loving his time with whoever this is that he's gotten to know. And I think women are just tired of dating men emotionally cosplaying. I don't want to play small in love anymore. And I don't want to pretend that I don't want provision. I don't want to pretend that I don't want emotional safety. And I don't want to pretend that I don't want to be chosen. Because you should, especially by your person. When you constantly minimize yourself, you start to build resentment. And you get anxiety from self-editing. You get imposter syndrome from dimming. And you get confused because you're not living fully expressed. And then you look up and you wonder why you feel unseen. It's because you hid. And not maliciously, but to protect yourself. And I think that's why I really love that album, because what Brent's album represents is not just the vulnerability, but it's the masculine permission. The permission to say, hey, I like you. And I feel something. And I'm nervous. And I care. When men are allowed to feel, women are allowed to receive. That's the kind of energy I want. That's luxury energy, okay? Emotional honesty is the luxury now. Not the toxicity, not the games, not the emotional scarcity. No. Just gonna sit here and we gonna feel these feelings and we gonna get through them. See, I can give y'all another example. You ever notice how sometimes when you really like somebody, you suddenly don't know shit no more? Like, you let them explain things that you already understand, you act less opinionated. Yeah, I know what I mean by this. Or less sharp. Yeah. Or let's say in business, you could have caught yourself almost downplaying black girl overthinking in certain rooms, saying, oh, it's just a little podcast. It's not, bitch. Newsflash. I'm a very big deal. Or sometimes you could shrink your wins around the people who haven't moved yet, if they your friends. Yeah. I feel like when you constantly shrink yourself, you create internal resentment. Like, you'll start to get anxiety from suppressing yourself or feeling unseen, but technically self-silencing. Then you'll get depression from living below your capacity. And then you get imposter syndrome. That's actually self-abandonment. When you dim your light long enough, you start forgetting how bright you actually are. And that shit is dangerous. And it's not a fun feeling. And that's something that I fucking felt. And I think that, like, people be playing it small because attention used to cost you something. If you smart, then it got you labeled as, oh, know-it-all. She just wants some attention. And then if you pretty, then you get sexualized earlier. Somebody call you fast. Say you gotta start covering up around your family members. And if you confident, that gets you isolated because they think you're feeling yourself too much. But it just make you learn, like, it's safer to be digestible so that people can easily accept you. It's layered. It's some psychological shit, but you can stop. And the first thing you can do to start is notice when you're self-editing in real time. And stop apologizing for competence. Let compliments land without deflection. Stop overqualifying your success. And say the full thought that's on your mind. Matter of fact, this is the perfect time for me to give you guys an episode challenge. We're gonna call this What If It Works Challenge. So I challenge you this week to say the full sentence. Don't water it down. Don't add no little laugh to soften it or no laughing emoji. Very serious. Okay? I need y'all to do this for 24 hours. Don't act unbothered. Don't shrink your excitement. Don't downplay your success. Don't pretend that you don't want what you want. And if you like somebody, be warm. If you're proud of yourself, say it. Flaunt it. If you want softness, that's okay. Admit it. And what if being fully expressed doesn't make you lose power? Just a thought. But okay, now we're gonna get into me. Let's talk about me. You guys, I realized that while planning this season, that I almost made myself, or made it smaller in my head. Like, I almost treated this like just another season instead of what it really is. This is exciting as fuck. It's a spring equinox. I'm bringing on guests on here. The production keeps elevating. I'm feeling a lot of expansion. And I also have visibility fear that I'm working on right now. I'm not confused. I'm relearning safety. And that process feels weird as hell, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I've spent years in two different modes. A marriage era or relationship era where I kind of earned my femininity. Like, it helped me step back into my femininity in some ways where my softness existed. But it still felt like it was tied to effort. And I just learned that love requires adjustments and stability can disappear, and that emotional safety isn't guaranteed. So femininity became something that I managed, not something that I fully got to rest in. And then we get to my post-breakup era, and it's like survival independence. Those 2.5, 3 years alone did something really important to me. I started rebuilding my identity through self-resilience and self-reliance, emotional guarding, and making things happen for myself, and just proving that I will never be helpless again. And I feel like my nervous system learned that if I control everything, then I won't get hurt. And that, I guess it'll lessen the blow. But yeah, my survival skills, they ain't really automatically turn off when the safety did arrive. But now I'm meeting provider energy, and my brain is going like, okay, wait, why am I not struggling? Because struggle, it became familiar. So like now when I'm dating, it's like when somebody step in to lead and provides and they plan and they reassure, my subconscious doesn't immediately relax. Instead, I'm asking all these questions like, okay, is this real? When is this gonna stop? What do I owe? What do I owe you? Like, what do I owe him? How do I prove that I deserve this? Yeah, the overcompensation urge is so cringe. But I know it's just trauma. That's like a trauma echo. And like, I don't know, just what do I have to do to prove that I deserve this? And I'm learning that comes from conditional love conditioning. Like, somewhere along the line, my love life in different eras has felt like it was tied to performing or my patience or sacrifice or just understanding more than receiving. So now, when somebody is given to me freely, my system searches for a price tag, like, damn. Because historically, there was always one. But yeah, healthy provisions can feel uncomfortable sometimes. And that's something I'm actively coming to terms with, slowly but surely. Healthy provision feels uncomfortable at first because it's not transactional. And I just feel like my brain doesn't have a script for that yet. It's ironic. It's ironic because independent women don't struggle to attract providers at all. Like, this is the story of my life. We do not struggle to attract providers. We struggle to stop auditioning once they arrive. And I don't know why. Like, it's like we're trying to earn something that is already being offered. Like, in my head, I'm just saying, okay, let me balance this. Let me show that I am worthy of this. Let me not be too comfortable. But if it's a real provider, like if it's real provider energy, it's not looking for repayment. It's looking for receptivity. And the real feminine shift you can still be soft, but softness is not doing less or acting like you helpless or losing your ambition. The softness is centered around trusting that, okay, I'm cared for without performing. Like, I'm fine. And that is terrifying after disappointment because receiving requires vulnerability. Like, you can't control outcomes when you're being held. And it's hard to believe men when they tell me who they are versus like who I'm seeing them to be. I have gotten a habit of like, and this may come from just being an independent woman so long, but just watching patterns, not promises. I could care less about what you say. I want to see you be about it. So now I'm just waiting for consistency long enough for my nervous system to update its definition of safety, basically. Trust is not a decision. It's accumulated over time. Like, you will see the evidence of it over time. And I think what I'm feeling right now is like, I'm not resisting it. I'm resisting the loss of hyper-independence identity, kind of. Because if somebody truly takes care of me, then I no longer need the armor that protected me for all of these years, especially when I needed it crucially after my breakup. And part of me is like, this saved my life. I need this armor. So I just kind of like keep one hand on it. Yeah, I'd rather be safe than sorry. But yeah, I'm still learning that I don't have to prove that I deserve provision. I practice receiving it without shrinking or over giving. And my only job right now is to be the beautiful woman I am, to stay observant, to stay grounded, to stay myself, focus on the things that matter to me, and to allow consistency to build trust naturally with somebody. And not to repay them, not to perform, not to overfunction, and just like to be and to experience and like to just stay present, really. Because I'm trying to like really sit with the idea that a healthy provider does not feel burdened by caring for me. He will feel purposeful. And when I overcompensate, I accidentally remove the role he enjoys occupying. And letting somebody show up for me is not them taking advantage. That's something I'm also trying to normalize and remind myself. It's just, I had to check myself on those. Like, are you nervous because you're not ready or because you are? And that's just with the podcast, with my relationships, like just so many things. But yeah, we're not gonna do it. Am I overthinking or what for this episode, because I didn't ask you guys to send me any new ones. So I'm gonna get on that for the next episode, especially because we're gonna have somebody. I caught it because my reflexes are. Yeah. But I think it's going to be very exciting because the second episode, I actually do have a guest. I have a guest for you guys, and I'm so excited for you to meet him. He's pretty dope. And if you follow me on Instagram, and you've already seen me take some pictures with him, he's so adorable. Dances his ass off. He just has like a really big personality, and he's stellar. He's amazing. He has the softest heart, and I'm glad that he's somebody that I can call my friend. And I can't wait to introduce him to you guys in the next episode of the Black Girl Overthinking podcast with Ariami. Because I just remembered, I forgot to give y'all a greeting. If you didn't know where you at, you are on the Black Girl Overthinking podcast with your girl, Ariami. And this is fucking season 5, episode 1. Get in tune. This is the perfect moment to give gratitude. And I just want to say, I'm so grateful for the woman that I'm becoming. I'm so grateful for the lessons that I'm learning that don't feel the most pleasant to go through, but I appreciate the realness of it and the experience. I don't love it, but I appreciate it for some things. Because some things like, wow. Like one thing about me, you guys, this is something that I'm also working on. One thing about me, I think that I experience so many great things in my life and so many great people that when I get them, I just want to hold them close. Like I want to clutch it. I don't ever want it to slip through my fingers, because it's like, I love this for me. I love these experiences. I love my family, my friends, my dog, even the fish I got my son. It's a half moon blue beta, by the way. It's pretty freaking cool. But I don't ever want to live a life where I don't have all of these great things and these great people and this much love. Like I don't ever want to experience lack of. So I feel like when I hold them close, it's like, where can you go? But in that, I failed to realize that like holding them so close and clutching them, that can be suffocating sometimes. I never want to be like that. And like, even now, I try to check in with everyone and just make sure that the love that they're making me feel is also equal to the amount that I give to them. Like, I always want everything to be reciprocated, because I know what it's like to be on the end of where like you're giving, and you're not getting that back. It's like, okay, maybe if I give some more, they will. And then it just never comes in. It's like, okay. Like, bitch, stop playing with me. You stop playing with me. Because I can go. And then sometimes you'll let people do that overly and like too much. And it's just like, okay. Like, you just using me? I never want to make nobody feel you. Let me not say that. I can't even say that to y'all, because some people deserve to get used. And I'm talking about the ones that literally ask for it. I don't like that people reduce themselves like that. But I guess if it works for them, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I want to give gratitude to my squad, the podcast. I'm really grateful for expansion, even when it scares me. And I'm grateful for the version of me that doesn't shrink as easily anymore. I'm so much more confident. I'm grateful for my life. Life is beautiful. And then I get to be soft and grounded. Yeah. But you don't need to shrink to be loved. And you don't need to dilute yourself to be accepted. And if somebody only feels comfortable around the version of you that's small, then that motherfucker ain't meant to witness your expansion. That's just what it is. And let it be that. Don't try to chase it until it makes sense to you. But now I'm going to give you guys an episode affirmation before we get up out of here. Your episode affirmation is, I'm not too much. I'm not intimidating. I'm not excessive. I am expansive. Repeat it. I allow myself to be fully seen. Okay? Season 5 is about expansion. Ariami is expansion. And if that makes me a little nervous, good. But that also means I'm growing. And I never want to stop growing. Thank you guys for watching and tuning into this episode. The very first episode of season 5 with yours truly, Ariami. I'm going to see you guys in the next episode. Peace.